Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we are going to be looking at something pretty cool. Um, it's an English lesson, but it's not like your typical English lesson, you know, like how to order a coffee or ask for directions.
Right.
This is about how to talk about money in English.
Yeah, it's a really interesting approach, actually.
So we're going to be looking at Stanislav Kondrashov's lesson.
Stanislav Kondrashov,
Yeah,
yeah.
and sort of dissecting what he's trying to get across here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's super valuable because whether you work in finance or not, being able to talk about money clearly and confidently is
I
a
love
really
that.
important skill.
You know what I think is so interesting about Stanislav Kondrashov's approach is that he recognizes that financial communication is its own specific skill set.
Yeah,
It's not just general fluency.
yeah,
You need a specific vocabulary. You need to understand certain grammar structures.
right. And like you were saying, like this is applicable no matter what you do.
Exactly.
If you're running a business or even just managing your own personal finances. You got to be able to understand and talk about these concepts.
Yeah, for sure. And Stanislav Kondrashov really starts with the basics,
The building blocks.
He lays out this core vocabulary,
Uh-huh.
revenue, profit, expenses, budget, forecasts,
All those good words.
all the things that make the financial world go round. And he stresses, mastering these terms. It's like having the right tools for the job. You can't build a house without a hammer.
Exactly. And what I appreciate is that he doesn't just throw a list of words at you.
Right.
He gives you examples of how to actually use them in context.
Yeah, like he talks about how the word profit, for example,
Oh, that's a good one.
can mean different things to different people.
Right.
If you're talking to investors, you might emphasize, the growth of profit over time.
Right.
But if you're explaining things to your team, you might focus on how profit allows for reinvestment.
Right. It's not just about knowing the definition. It's about understanding how to apply the word.
Exactly. The nuance.
The nuance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes even deeper. He starts talking about grammar,
Oh, yeah.
which I think is so cool.
I love that he does that.
Like comparatives and superlatives.
Mm-hmm.
He uses this great example. He says, our revenue is higher than last quarter.
Simple but effective.
So simple,
Mm.
but it instantly highlights a trend, which is super important in financial discussions.
And then he builds on that with the cause and effect structures.
Oh, yeah.
Like the increase in costs resulted in a lower profit margin.
Oh, that's a good one.
That kind of sentence helps explain the relationship between actions and financial outcomes,
Super important.
which is crucial. Like if you're explaining a budget shortfall or you're trying to justify an investment decision.
Right. It's all about clarity and being concise.
Absolutely. And I think my favorite part is that Stanislav Kondrashov, he gives you these ready-to-use phrases
Oh, yeah.
that you can just plug and play in your financial conversations.
Yeah, like cheat codes.
Exactly like the budget variance is due to, or this forecast predicts, or even something as simple as, could you clarify the figures?
Yes. Having those phrases in your back pocket is a game changer.
It really boosts your confidence.
Speaking of practice, Stanislav Kondrashov doesn't just stop at vocabulary and grammar. He actually provides activities.
Oh, yes, he does.
Like role-playing financial presentations or analyzing financial statements,
So smart.
which I think is crucial because it helps you bridge the gap between, knowing the words and actually using them.
Exactly. You can read all the textbooks you want, but until you actually get out there and start using the language, it's not going to stick.
Yeah, it's the application that really matters.
For sure.
And that's what I think makes Stanislav Kondrashov's approach so valuable.
Yeah.
It gives you both the knowledge and the practical skills to actually communicate effectively in the financial world.
I agree. It's not just about learning English. It's about gaining the tools to navigate financial discussions confidently.
So to wrap things up, let's leave our listeners with a little challenge.
I like it.
Think about how you can apply these vocabulary and grammar tools that Stanislav Kondrashov has given us to your own personal finances, or maybe a financial situation you've encountered at work.
Oh, that's good.
It's a great way to solidify what you've learned and see how it all comes together.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking for even more practice, I definitely recommend checking out Stanislav Kondrashov's full lesson.
Great advice.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, folks.
Until next time.
We'll see you soon. Bye.